Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live 30 minutes before market open, Monday through Friday. Tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here joining us bright and early, say what up. How we doing? Jeff, Paris, Andrew, Hank, how we doing this morning? Just getting going. If you could do me the favor, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. S&Ps are currently up 92. Dow's up 783 and NASDAQ up 284. And the market is up. Christopher. Market is up due to optimism of possibly the coronavirus is slowing down. So that is why the market is up today. There's no numbers, there's no financial reports, there's no anything, there's nothing. You know, today's reports, there's no scheduled reports today, so we're kind of in the clear today. Jose, how we doing? But yeah, we're just getting going here. See what's going on. We have oil. Oil's currently trying to rally back a little bit, but it dipped down. It initially dropped about, I think, around 10% or so. And let's see here. USO is at 557. So I do have the 6 strike puts on USO right now. I bought them around like 580 or so, and 590, somewhere around there, 580, 590. And it's at 550. So my goal for USO within this week to come back down to the 5 area, just right down here, back to support. I don't think it's going to go to 4, but I think it's going to come back down to 5 is what I'm looking at. Yo, Trevor, how we doing? Good morning, everybody. If you're wondering why I'm so bundled up, I had kind of a rough night. For some reason, my heat decided to stop working, and with the heat not working, made it a cold night here in Chicago. We were in the 30s, and the babies were sleeping in my bed because they were cold. But it's all good. It's all good. If I sell puts, will it help any loss? I mean, it depends on. I mean, yeah. If you sell now and we continue to go up, yes, you're going to mitigate some damage. However, if you sell now and tomorrow we go down, I don't know. It depends on what your trade goals were. Yo, Matthew, long time no see, man. Glad you're here. Hope you're staying safe. Blue, what's going on? So that is what is going on with oil right now. The one thing that was interesting this morning though is Lawrence, how we doing? The one thing, Jamie Dimons, CEO of JP Morgan's warning that we're going to get a bad recession plus financial stress like the 2008 crisis. He expects the coronavirus crisis to include a bad recession and elements of financial strain. In his annual shareholders letter, Dimon also warned that the bank may have to consider suspending its dividend. Now that's pretty big. Other stocks have already done so. The bank suspending dividend is going to make it less attractive for people to invest. If the economy reaches extremely adverse conditions, as the economy worsens and loan losses mount, regulations put in place after the last crisis a decade ago would begin to constrain the bank. So he's saying that the rules that they broke that caused the banks to basically go bankrupt in 2008, those rules are going to constrain what the bank can do in the time of crisis, which is, so he's going to try to, I'm assuming what the banks are going to try to do is use this crisis to alleviate these restrictions, which I don't know. I definitely don't agree. What do you guys see? Type 1 for agree, type 2 in the chat to disagree. Sorry, I'm having a little coffee here trying to warm up. Luckily in Chicago, it's going to be 60 degrees. He added that JP Morgan will participate, oh, come on, in government programs to address severe economic challenges. We will not request any regulatory relief for ourselves. That's what he said right here. I don't know. What's going on? What's going on? If you could do me the favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning. We're just getting going. Now, let's see here. So, I actually did... They don't need relief. So, looking at my what's going to happen today, I'm already down a little bit. I did try to short ES last night. I was up a couple bucks on it, but then I went to bed. I did put a stop order in, so I shorted ES or MES, I should say, S&P futures. If you don't know what that is, around 25.50. I stopped out at 25.81, so I lost $1.46. So, you know, we're gonna have to recoup the loss. So, you know, surprisingly, it stopped out around 25.81. So I put it on last night when we were at like 25.55 right in here, and it was kind of flagging to the downside. We did hit 25.40 before kind of grinding back up. We went up to 25.88 area, and now we're kind of just chilling in a channel right now, waiting for market open. I'm also going to be down on my Tesla put. So I have a Tesla put expiring for April 17th. I'm short Tesla. I was looking forward to come back down to the 440 area. Right now we're at 508, but I did anticipate if we look at Tesla, like it come back up to like the 515, 517 level, back up to here, but probably like the 515 level. So it's interesting to me what it's going to do here. As you can tell, outside of today, any huge pops were sold off pretty hard. You know, it's had some humongous pops like last couple times. Let's see here. It went two times in the last week. 2 times in the last week, it went from 500 basically up to 540. It got stopped out of that trend line right there, and then it did grind up. This was during market hours though. The difference is this is during market hours, and this is why my trend line is going right through, because the pre-market and after hours don't come up on the 1-year chart. So this coasted above, and now we're going to be testing the 515 area and seeing what 515, 510 area, see what Tesla is going to do. We did make some money on Tesla on Friday, so I probably shouldn't have rolled into another put, but I thought we were going to have more downside when Tesla wasn't participating in the market rally end of day. I mean, it barely moved. As you can see here, it didn't even move any. While SPY, if we pull this up right here, SPY, you know, it ripped from 246 to 249, and this could only move like a couple dollars. It was terrible. In an unusual moment, the stock market's ability to sniff out the future is severely impaired. Yeah, I mean, I think there's two. Now let me know what you guys think. I think there's two groups of people, and there always is two groups of people, because there's the bulls and the bears. However, I don't think much has changed. Much has changed since let's take 2019 for instance, where the bulls were saying, "Oh, we have the best economy in the world. You know, unemployment is at 3.5%. Everyone's working. Everyone's making money. 401ks are moving up. Everything is going well. Home sales are doing great. Car sales are doing great. Everyone has money. Everybody's rich. Blah blah blah." Right. Meanwhile, for the last however long, many years, bears have always been like, "Nah, can't, you know, these valuations, they don't make sense. This is blah blah blah. You know, I don't think Tesla needs to be 900. You know, Netflix shouldn't be 400. We probably shouldn't have $1 trillion companies with market caps with $1 trillion. You know, how does that work?" And, you know, regardless, I think both groups are probably wrong. You know, because people have been bearish since 2012, and the actual sell-off didn't come until 2020. You know, and even then, like right now, I don't think. I mean, this sell-off's pretty bad, but if we look at SPY, for instance, and one of the things that I've been thinking about, let's pull up the last 5 years. You know, it sucks to give up. It sucks to give up all these games, but in my humble belief is that from the end of 2017 through 2019, I feel like this was fake. Like this was 100% fake. Like the rallies, the sell-offs, I feel like it wasn't. I mean, we were basically. I mean, outside of 2018, we were basically going up every single day since the end of 2016, the 2016 election. We went up every single day through 2017, and ever since 2017, I've always second guessed, I guess, my long positions. Even though I have stock, even though I was buying stock, and I was really trying to buy stock that was of a value and making sure that the dividends were checking out, blah blah blah. But since 2017, I'm optimistic. I'm a bullish person generally. But what happened in 2017 officially, I would say, like kind of broke me to the long side. And yes, being short and stuff like that, you can't really go short here. And trading options in 2017 was probably one of the most painful experiences because basically, I mean, it was relatively simple. You know, there was no really day trading. We had VIX down to single digits, $8, 9, 10, stuff like that. It was down. And basically, you had to wait a long period of time. You basically just put a trade on for a week, left it alone, came back and see if you made any money. Set your stop losses, take it easy, But we basically went from 225. This was really 2017 was really a year for stocks to do well. It wasn't really great for options trading. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great risk reward ratio for selling premium and buying premium. The rate that it got to complete your goals was just kind of awful. So, I think in my opinion that last couple of years didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And, I think that even if we come down, let's say we came down to 220 and that was a fair market value and then we went up from there, I would be okay with that. I mean, I think that would be healthy. If we and I don't mean, what I mean by go back up, a lot of people are anticipating that we have some sort of V-shaped chart like we had in 2018. If we look here, we have some sort of V-shaped chart like this. Keep in mind, when this sell-off happened, there's a couple of things that were happening in 2018, early 2019, right? So we had the trade war and we had the Fed unwinding their balance sheet, and they actually, 2017 is when they started unwinding their balance sheet. So the Fed started unwinding their balance sheet. Things got a little bit rocky. We came back up. Then we had the trade war. And, Trump basically said the motive for the trade war is, I don't think he would have done it, but he said, you can quote me on this. You can look it up. He said that we can afford this. We've made enough money since Trump has been elected that he can afford to start going out after countries. And, maybe he was right, maybe he was wrong, who knows? Who knows at this point? Who cares, right? What we care about as traders is the price action, and people are anticipating this, some sort of V-shaped chart right now, and I don't think we're going to have a V-shaped chart because we didn't really have any problems economically back when this chart was formed. Everything was going well. Unemployment rate was low, people were making money, people had jobs. I mean, the only thing we were worried about is, the cost of our goods going up. All we were worried about was the cost of our goods going up because they were all made in China, right? Now we're worried about people being employed. We're worried about commercial real estate. We're talking about, private real estate. We're talking about residentials. We're talking about vehicles. I mean, cars aren't being sold. I mean, we're basically at a halt right now. And I think that even if we get things going, like even if we, let's say we opened up next week, and I've been saying this the whole time, a lot of the things that have happened in the past month are not going to return, And also, I think, in my opinion, I know that as a business owner, I'm going to be cautious hiring people. I'm going to be cautious, doing certain things. Like, what if this in 6 to 8 months resurfaces because we all go back to work, everything's back to normal. Let's just say that. Like, everything's back to normal. In 8 months or so, a year, what if this thing resurfaces and comes back with a revengeance and then starts taking down businesses and economies again? So as a business owner, let's say things turn out okay. As a business owner, I feel like you're going to go into some sort of hoarding mentality. You know, you're gonna start kind of like the Great Depression when you're talking about to you like your great grandma or your grandma during. It's like, hey, how was the Great Depression? How come you don't even throw out a little scrap? Why don't you give a little scrap of bread to a duck walking by? It's because they lived through the Great Depression, and that's what the mindset of these companies are going to be. Is, hey, we almost didn't survive this. We potentially are not going to we're definitely not going to survive the next one unless we start preparing. And this pandemic and this crisis here is going to cause a lot of companies to think differently about their hiring, about their firing, about using computers. And now computers are running a lot of the world right now. We, unfortunately, I hate to say it, a lot of people's jobs are not secure due to AI, and we're now seeing this firsthand. So I think, like Jamie Dimon is saying, it's gonna be a rough couple of years here. We may come out of this, but I don't think, in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to have more of a V-shaped recovery? I think a slow and low recovery would be healthy for the economy over the long term versus a straight down, straight up slingshot approach. But let me know in the comments here while I look at some of these comments. Yeah, Teva's up. What's up? What is the bottom on hotels? I don't know. It depends. It depends when they start making money. It was the tax cuts. Yeah, I do agree there was a catalyst in 2017 with the tax cuts, but that was a catalyst that set us up for the actual trend to keep going way beyond what it probably should have been. And did the tax cuts, it's hard to say what the tax cuts did to the economy and if they were favorable to mostly everybody. Did it stimulate the economy? Or was the economy already stimulated? That's where you can't see. Like that the lines get really blurred, 225 fair market value, okay. Trevor, I agree with you. Does the market ever make sense? Never. I think later in April we climbed. Fed cut rates caused the 2018 end of year correction, or the raise rates. I think it was a lot of things. And the Fed raising rates too, but they needed to raise rates. They should raise rates. In my opinion, we shouldn't have 0% interest rates. And I don't think we should have negative. There is more to the virus than they tell you. Don't believe the bat story. I don't really know. So, like, when we're talking about all the conspiracy theories, whether it's someone ate a bat, there was 5G tower, blah, blah, blah. In the end, it doesn't really matter to us everyday people because for me, we're never going to be able to figure it out. We're not going to be in that position. We don't have any leverage. We don't have any resources to investigate this unless someone huge, like with a lot of resources, like Bill Gates or some news conglomerate or somebody huge goes into this hard and figures out and spends. It's going to take years. If this is something that a government did, they're going to cover it up. They're not going to. If it's something that happened by accident, you gotta retrace that. Look at how many years after the Titanic, they're still figuring out new things that have happened, and that was documented. But granted, the documentation was poor because early 1900 there was no internet, and it was just he say she say, and all the people are mostly dead. So good point about business changing long tactics, probably less stock buybacks. Well, technically, if they get bailed out, they're not supposed to buy back stock, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, we know what happens. People agree to the rules, and what are the rules there for? To be broken, right? I like the slingshot, gives us more certainty in the markets. How does the slingshot, a V-shaped like slingshot, give us more certainty? That only increases volatility. The more volatility, the faster we go up, the faster we go down. As you can see here, any abrupt pop has been met with a extreme sell-off. We bumped 285 to 313, sold off to 218, popped up to 265 area. Now we're down to what are we at this afternoon? Or we're at 258 now, 260. I don't think a pop, if we just recovered all this in a week or two, I don't think that's what, I know that's what Trump wants and stuff, and that's what people want, but for the long term it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would it sustain that long term? For me, if we popped up, let's say we popped up, like SPY popped up to like 300 area and we held up there, I would be very suspect for the long term. Very suspect. Human activity spending is going to be less than what it was in February for the next year. Don't see us returning back to highs for the next year or two. Christopher, I agree. I mean, people, there's a lot. In the last 2 weeks, there's 10 million people unemployed, 10 million more people unemployed. We're expecting this week another 5 million people unemployed. So it's going to be 15 million people unemployed within 3 weeks. I mean, I think people are just optimistic, more optimistic than they should be, that this is going to just be normal. If you guys could do me the favor, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you're just joining, say what up. I think we have 0 interest rates. Switzerland did it for 300 years before best period. We should have no income tax. Well, from this experience with the stimulus and everything, is income tax even real if they can just print more? I don't know. Okay, so just be mindful. This week we do have the weekly jobless claims on Thursday. Keep in mind, Friday is Good Friday. Market is closed on Friday. So the market is closed on Friday. So, we have a relatively calm week. Wednesday, we do have crude oil inventories. Matthew, GC, gold is popping up 28 today. So that's popping up nice. There's no way to go back to work without risk. Let's see here. TLT. Yeah, TLT is probably dropping a little bit today. TLT is at 166. If it can come back down to like the 163, 160, if TLT can come to 163, 165 area, I might be looking to get a small position in TLT for the next month out. So right now, SPY, this is kind of what this is the theory that's been working for me. And we'll see what today brings, because we're almost at 260 right now. We're at 258 on SPY. So right now we're right here. What I was thinking is we had a leg up here made to a sell-off, and this popped off, and I thought that it was going to pop down more towards the 230 area, but now we've popped up to 258 on the coronavirus optimism. So we'll see what happens. The one thing that was interesting is that they said that New York showed a slow in numbers for the first day ever. However, when Trump did his speech, he's saying that within the next 2 weeks there's going to be a record amount of deaths due to the coronavirus. So all this is really delayed. I don't think anybody really knows how this is going to play out. So the question is, are we going to pop back up here? Because this could be interesting, but it's going to really need to break like this 265 area to push up to 270. The machines are programmed to buy, as we can see right now. Good morning, James, CW Renji, Corey. Also have to consider what will happen when the unemployment checks stop later this year. Millions will stop receiving them. Yeah, and also with the stimulus check, I think they're getting, wasn't an extra, I think it was extra 400 or an extra 600, I have to double check. An extra $600 a week on top of their state unemployment. So the federal government's going to give you extra money on top of what the state is already giving you for unemployment. Yo, Micah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been showing love. Also, YouTube fixed for a while. YouTube was broken where it wasn't showing like the live streams in the feed, and now they seem to have fixed that. So I'm thankful people are able to find the live streams again. Virus is not so bad. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know if Hank, if you know anyone personally. My this past weekend, my father-in-law was diagnosed with it, so he did test positive for coronavirus. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, you have to be sensitive. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't know anybody, but I know quite a few people in the Chicago area now starting to add up, and I do think that they're underreporting the numbers because I know at least 4 to 5 people in my immediate family that have coronavirus. So, and there's 12 million people in the Chicagoland area, and some of the people that I know that are positive had to fight for the test. They had to get they wouldn't give them a test. The doctors wouldn't give them a test, and some of my family members that they know were exposed because some of our family members are in the hospital. They weren't able to get tested, so they don't know, even though they have fevers and symptoms and stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. All I know is that there's people sick. And it's not funny. When is the Fed pump? I don't know. Is it now? A lot of states can't keep up with the unemployment delays. Yeah. I mean, my brother filed for unemployment. He got laid off, and he hasn't been paid in 4 weeks. Oh, it's extra 600 than half your normal state. Got it for 2 months. I was down for 12 days. They wouldn't test me as I didn't travel anywhere. Not sure exactly what it was. It sucked though. Yeah, I mean it's just crazy. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows, and I feel like there's a lot of things going on in the back end that we don't understand, and what we can do as traders is just trade the numbers. And, to the upside, to the downside. Like today, I'm going to be down a little bit of money at open, but I'm going to work my way back into the green today, look for some nice day trades, and trade my way back into profitability. Boeing actually said, whose comment was that? Someone's comment. Boeing is up pre-market. They are shutting down in Seattle, and they're also going to stop paying 30,000 employees as well, and they obviously go up on the news in terms of saving some cash. But Boeing has had some pretty wicked. I mean, they've had some pretty wicked pops and sell-offs. So it's gonna be a minute. If you look at the sell-off here, I mean, this is at 130. What are we at right now? 132. So we're just up in here. I mean, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Been hearing a lot about loan forbearances, even though mortgage payments are delayed a few months. The borrower still had to pay it back. Yeah, if you have a forbearance on your mortgage, so you can do a forbearance, but at the end of the forbearance, the entire forbearance period and loan, so let's say it was 3 months, 6 months, whatever the case is, you have to deliver that payment to the mortgage company. So, it's not like they didn't freeze they're probably saving this in case it would get bad. They didn't freeze rent or mortgage payments, so freezing it would actually put a halt. So let's say April you didn't owe anything, but it wouldn't change your loan terms. You just wouldn't have to pay anything, right? So in terms of that, I think they were saving that in their back pocket in time if times get really bad. Right now, what I believe is they're trying to stimulate the economy from the top down. The market just opened, so they're trying to give money to the businesses and also forgiving those loans to businesses so that they keep people on payroll and keep people employed. That's kind of like the way that they're trickling this down, is they're trying to keep people in their jobs for as long as possible, is what it appears to me. They didn't outright say that, but if you look at the numbers and the amount of money they're giving businesses and the terms, like for my business, it said, hey, we're going to give you a loan for your payroll for the next 2.5 months, but you have to exclusively use this for payroll for it to be forgiven, and you have to exclusively you can't lay anybody off either for this loan to be forgiven. So, okay, still alive. CEO apologized. Imagine getting a bill for 4 months. Yeah, I mean, I think we're. If you didn't sell your house, hang on. I know some people right now are in the middle that have sold their house, so they're in the middle of like closing. So hopefully it goes well, but it's gonna get crazy. Unemployment sites are stressed to the max. Site for Tennessee, yeah. I mean, they need to hire some. I mean, I think what the states need to do is hire some like tech companies that are good at building these systems and are able to maintain, but they don't have the funding to do that. Obviously, USO right now. So USO is at 559. We're probably, my P&L is probably a little bit of a mess here. Yeah, because Tesla popping up. So Tesla, I'm down an additional 370 today. I'm up on Netflix a little bit. USO, they crushed premiums pretty good there. Only up $8 on the day on USO with these six strike puts. So we'll see what happens. But looks like we're gonna have to make back a good $500 today to get back to break even, unless this market starts to come towards us here. We have Tesla just kind of hanging out here, so I need Tesla lower. USO down to 5, but I'm not in any rush to sell USO right now. I definitely think it's going to dip over the next couple of days. Apple, I'm probably looking for a trade in Apple. I don't really like these big gap ups because it could stay green and it could just kind of, like, we've been experiencing pretty low volatility during the day. So like midday, things could just be kind of chilling and really suck the premiums out. So we'll definitely see what happens here. But Apple, now it's back above here. It's at 250. Is this going to try to push 260 again? I guess we're going to find out, right? Any other stocks you guys want to look at? Let's see, LK. You guys want to look at LK? Yeah, I mean, I think LK is dead. I think it's dead. Down over 6%. Yeah, people are asking me like what if they should invest in LK, and like for me for LK, if there's anything that has lost value 80% in a day and is suspected of fraud, I generally stay away from like buying stock in it. You know, I just generally stay away. I mean, if you have money to throw away during this recession and you're rich and you want to do whatever you want, then go for it. But for people that care about the resources, I don't think it's a good look. Yo, Brooklyn Kid, what's going on? All right, NVIDIA. Andrew, I did talk about SPY already. So NVIDIA, I haven't traded NVIDIA in a long time, but to me, I mean, it still needs to pop above this 275 area up in here. I mean, it looks like it could. I do like the chip stocks, NVIDIA, AMD, MU, those kind of things, because these are the stocks that are going to be running the world. I mean, AI, computers, all that stuff. So I am bullish on it, but does it? It's hard to price these stocks, but I mean, it hasn't really sold off, and I'm not surprised at all. I mean, NVIDIA. I mean, these types of stocks are gonna, you know, in my opinion, gonna be good long-term holds. It doesn't really pay decent dividends, like 16 cents, but better than nothing. But even though it has sold off, I would say if for me, if NVIDIA dips big, I wouldn't mind owning some stock in NVIDIA and seeing if we can get back up here to looks like 280 may be a top here. This 316 I'm just gonna ignore because it's like this just popped right off on earnings and then it was just straight downhill. But I think a 280 is a good ceiling right now. So if we get down to, again, like to the 180s, even the 160s, might be looking to add. It just went parabolic last year. I mean it was just insane. Did I open any positions? Samir, I did not. I'm still holding Tesla. I'm holding USO short, and that's pretty much it. But it looks like it's popping down. Looks like they sniffed out my stop. So I lost $150 shorting MES last night. Looks like they sniffed out my stop, and now they're dropping it. It's okay. So, I'm just going to be patient. I'm not going to try to be too aggressive. I'm gonna try to have good setups today. I'm gonna be looking at Apple. I don't know. Maybe I'll trade Microsoft today. It's been a long time. Microsoft looks like, all these stocks look like a good stock, a good chart to fade. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If you guys do me a favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. What are your thoughts on UUP? So, yeah, it looks pretty. This had a pretty nice bounce here at 26 area. It looks like it wants to go 28, but I would be cautious. If it pulls back down to 26, I'd probably look to try to add to that position. This is a slow slow open. Everyone is confused. Yeah, it's actually been slow most opens now because we've been having such big gap ups or gap downs that the market tries to justify what the price is and try to pick out who's going to win, the bulls or the bears, But Tesla does like to defend this 500 area, but this thing's looking weak though. This thing is looking weak. Yep, Andrew, I just repeated what you said. So the market's looking like we're just kind of balancing in. Now I don't like to open positions within the first 15 minutes because they could easily suck in. This could drop hard, sure. But what they try to do a lot of times is play little games, whether it's bullish or bearish or whatever. They try to suck you in. Let's say this could potentially be a bear trap right now, and within the next 10 minutes they rip it back up to 252 area, or this could legitimately just keep going down all day. Kind of like if you look at Friday, we ripped up for the first. This is the 5-minute chart for the first 30 minutes, and then this sucked in a lot of bulls, right? This sucked in a lot of bulls. This is a bull trap right here. Sucked in a lot of bulls within this first 30, 40 minutes. And then we literally sold off the rest of the day on Friday. And people were just bag holding, And the good news is the people that bought at 245, they're able to hold today, get out profitable. But the question is, are these people that got sucked into the trap, the bull trap, are they wanting to get out of their positions and sell because they're now profitable, minus a theta and IV crush a little bit? Or are they going to try to be greedy? Are the bulls going to try to be greedy bulls? That's the psychology behind it. People think that, it's just trading numbers and all that. Same for you. Your psychology, your mindset when you trade. It is competitive. It's kind of like a sport. If you go in with a losing mentality, you're going to lose. If you go in with a winning mentality and the other team is better, you're still going to lose. So you have to figure out what works for you, for your mentality, for your genetic makeup to be a profitable trader. You can't just go in all willy-nilly and start, I'm going to short this, buy this. You're going to blow up your account. You know what I mean? A lot of people just try to move and shake and do all this stuff, and then most often I'm finding, especially during times of high volatility, I'm finding that less is more. The less trades, if you concentrate on the setups, concentrate on the trade, that one trade is going to be way more profitable than if you had 10 individual trades that each paid out a little bit and then you had some losers. If you just concentrated on that one trade, that one setup that you were looking at, and maybe it won't work out, but that's why you have an exit strategy. But if it does work out, that one trade is going to pay out way more than you would by trading 10 different stocks at a time. Need to identify and find yourself in trading style, quality over quantity. I agree with you. So here they're trying to push it up right now. So they're trying to push up Tesla a little bit, trying to push up SPY a little bit here. Apple. Let's see. Do they have the power? S&Ps are still in a little bit of a downtrend channel right here after hitting, 2588. Can't get it needs to get above this 2580, 2585 area. Let's see if they can do it. It's crazy. Let's see, there's another stock. Did I miss? D-Iceman, LYV. Live Nation. I mean, I think Live Nation is obviously, I mean, it already has taken quite a big hit. I think that you short the pops on these, because even if things get back to normal, like I was telling my wife, like, I think the world's going to be different for a long time, because you're going to be worried about going to these types of events. You're going to be worried about doing these types of things for next couple of years, because you're going to be like, are you going to want to go to a concert and think about, hey, if the coronavirus isn't gone, if people are still getting sick, I mean, are 50,000 people are just going to get sick right now, or I think it's going to take some time. And also, all the shows are going to have to that were scheduled. It takes a lot of work to replan, reschedule, find venues. I mean, the shows that were booked for this year, 2020, that have been canceled and need to be rescheduled, those were planned out a year or more prior. They weren't just booked like a month ago. They were planned. I mean, these are big tours. These are big shows. Millions and millions and millions of dollars are pumped into these. I would short it. I don't know what their options are like. Open interest is pretty good, but volume is pretty poor right now at open. Bid and the ask is pretty wide. I mean, that's 40 cents. I guess not terrible, but yeah, I mean, I would short it for me personally. Microsoft selling off decently. What do you think about CRWD? Been strong through this whole thing. Let's take a look. CrowdStrike. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that there's probably a better opportunity. It just, if you have the time to kind of wait and hold, but right now, it may not break above 60. So just be mindful. It may not break above 60 here. It did hit 60 pre-market, but this has a high probability. This is a trade that, like, I would probably set up to short and then have a stop loss of like 61 or something like that, because this has a high probability of being rejected here. Because you see it's been rejected quite a few times in the past, not only just during the sell-off, but over the months prior. This is an area of pain, it looks like, for CRWD. Hopefully we can get a vaccine within the next 12 months. It says we are Thinkorswim, we are experiencing issues with CME orders. Please call the trade desk if you need immediate assistance. So if you're using Thinkorswim and you're trading options, just be aware they're saying they're having issues. Thinkorswim is having issues. At least they let people know, Robinhood. Anyways, I say you go live through the whole market. Move the chat here for the day. I don't know. I mean, I've been debating that. Like, do people really want to see my face for a whole day? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta actually when I got off the stream here, I gotta focus on. Like I said, my heat went out in the middle of the night last night, and I gotta figure that out. It's a mess. Things are bad. But yeah, man, things are moving slow at open here. We have SPY 257. Apple. Is it going to push up? SPY's trying to reverse here from 256 to 258. Let's see if it pushes higher. I mean, how much? If we have a gap up on the Dow of 900, Does that mean you guys think we can go up 2,000 points in a day today, or you guys think this is it? That's the question. Is this gap up it? And we just kind of chill. Like, what if it just stays the same here all day long, which would be okay. I mean, not for trading, of course, but if it just stays the same like this all day long and just kind of sits here. Yeah, Tesla's up $24. So, getting a little butthurt on that trade right now. Can we just hold and fizzle? I mean, I think anytime you gap up 900 points or 100 points on the S&P, I think consolidation is important for bulls, like to kind of hold ground, maintain ground before moving back up. Like, okay, you took this territory, let's hold, let's stronghold, let's build our defenses here, and then all right, let's rally the troops and move out and take the next piece of land. Is kind of what I envision this open being right now. Is bulls are trying to defend. They've taken this piece of land. They're going to say, okay, we're going to hold this down. The bears are going to come in hot. I mean, this is tasty for the bears right now. So the question is, who's going to win this battle? So we are above my little trend line here. But in my opinion, we really need to get above this like 263, 265 area. If it can push through that, then it could be good. If we dip hard today and it looks like it'll recover, I might swing some calls, but we'll see. I don't want to, but they might make me. Zoom, ZM. But yeah, looks like they're trying to maintain ground here. Zoom, yeah, I mean that's crazy. And it's still down 8% after rallying $10. Yeah, I mean, if it comes back, I mean, I don't know if it deserved to be at 170 within a couple days. I mean, but they're also having a lot of bad press right now due to their security vulnerabilities. It's kind of funny how that works out. I mean, Zoom has been around a long time, and now that it just kind of smells like a competitor to me. You know, competitor ratting out Zoom. I mean, Zoom has been around for a very, very long time, and now that the stock has quadrupled in price, oh, now somebody finds a security vulnerability. They could have found it before. They could have been proactive and found it before, right? Maybe people weren't looking. But Zoom Zoom, in my opinion, and in terms of IT, I own an IT company. Zoom is one of the most insecure platforms there is. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. So that's why people are like, why don't you trade Zoom? I don't like it. I don't like the brand. I don't like the company. I don't like the product. So and if it's going parabolic like this, it's not interesting to me. It's not something that I want to be a part of, you know? But I do think that it could come back down to like the 110 area. Did hit 108, bounce back up, comes back down. We'll probably see more people get long in here. Like you saw a bunch of people get long right at 108, 110 already today, so it might not come back down. Okay, looks like we're trying to melt up a little bit here. We got SPY 258. Pre-market high was like 259.15, 259 area. So we'll see what happens. Apple's approaching its pre-market high, 252.76. See what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is doing as well here. This one actually, Microsoft looks like a better short right now, to be honest with you. If it tops out here, I would definitely look to get short here on Microsoft if it tops out here. But it looks relatively strong. The one thing that you have to note about Microsoft, if you trade it, it moves a lot slower than SPY and Apple. You just have to be a lot slower when trading that. So I gotta go fix my heat, guys, because my I don't have any heat right now. I'm gonna try to fix my furnace. So you guys stay safe. I'll be in the Discord in a little bit. Stay green. It's us versus herd.